Okay, so this pile of magic cards is a viewer submission. 1,000-Year Storm here. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it. For each other instant or sorcery you cast before it this turn, you may choose new targets. And this card's actually super gas with Invoke Calamity. Huh? You cast 2 instants or sorceries with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard or hand. So you can, with 1,000-Year Storm out, you can invoke into like Consider plus like Big Score or Unexpected Windfall and draw a bunch of cards and make a bunch of treasures, and then like storm off through your deck, generating a bunch of spell count, and then eventually cast a Lightning Strike for a big lethal amount. There are 61 cards here. Is that fine? It's probably fine. Let's get my borderless strikes in here before we slide out to play some games. This has got to be too cute, right? Yeah, when I cut that and play 60. Is this too cute too? I guess, does Rail combo... I might cut the cute cards around the edges here. Like Invoke Calamity seems like the good thing that we're doing. Rail kinda combos. Yeah. I think this is. I think we're supposed to just get rid of these. I think Glimpse of the Cosmos is fine. There isn't really like Expressive Iteration is. If Expressive Iteration was legal, we'd play that, but it's not. And we like Bonecrusher is just like a good card. All right, let's start here with more for us. I mean, we have Consider. Let's start here and play some games, and we can make some adjustments from there. Yeah, like Glimpse is like pretty close to a playable card on its own, and like Bonecrusher is a playable card on its own that makes Glimpse better. I think the exile on the Bolt is relevant. I don't think we'll necessarily always need man, I really hope they just delete Yorion out of this format. Just like actually every deck you play against is a Yorion deck. Just please get rid of all of the companions. I could see Spike Field Hazard being okay. I like that idea. But Unexpected Windfall at sorcery speed here, I think. They could be a counterspell deck, right? I accidentally clicked through attacking because when you click the auto pass button, it doesn't stop to let you attack. Heals Magic Man. This only counts instants and sorceries you cast before in a turn. So this does not,
I know my responsibility.
Sorry, we were gonna try and have fun, chat, and everybody knows that that's not allowed when you play Magic. Apologies.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
What's going on, Weens? Thanks for the 53 months. I assume they just have another Amaranth here. I mean, if they can't take Thousand Year Storm off the board or interact with our graveyard, we're gonna be in a real good spot next turn. They're probably dead if we untap, right? Thousand Year Storm is from an older era. The arena used to have a ton of great animations. They've really started skimping on animations in the last few set releases, like the last year. Since the mobile client release, they cut down on animations a ton. Yeah, obviously we consider first. I kind of want to just, like, anger for storm count, right? Did my client crash? You all still see me, right? I haven't dropped any frames? Okay, cool. I'm gonna restart the client really quick and see if we can get back in to finish the combo before, I don't know if restarting is gonna do it, but we're gonna try. Arena detected we weren't playing a Yorian control pile, and they're like, whoa, this isn't allowed. Oh, maybe it bugged because they were conceding? I bet it bugged because they were conceding. No, we have a game win. Definitely a Mystic Dispute matchup. They have Lotus Cobra, so like Bonecrusher Giant's fine. It's also decent with Glimpse. Bring in Leg and Aether Gust. Omnath me, daddy. Cultivate, sure. The Unite tournament was awful. We played one best of 3 match that was kind of okay, but the way the tournament was run was just absolutely terrible. It took us over 2.5 hours to play 4 games of Unite. Every time I play a tournament that's being run by someone else, I suddenly understand why people always compliment our Hoaglandia tournaments. And it wasn't, the tournament didn't run long because of decisions outside of the TO's control. The tournament ran long explicitly because the tournament organizer made a bunch of awful choices. Like, as a TO, I'm pretty forgiving to, like, things happening that you can't control. That wasn't the case in this instant. The TO just, like, made a bunch of conscious choices that made the tournament worse for everybody playing. And that I have no tolerance for. They explicitly did not respect their players' times. Their players' time. I'm gonna dispute this one. This card's kind of drawn dead anyways. Yeah, to give a pointed example of one of their bad decisions, they didn't open the check-in window for the tournament until after the time when the tournament was supposed to actually have started. And when they opened it, they gave people a 20-minute window to get checked in. So the check-in effectively opened an hour late, and then it was 20 minutes. Yeah, all the Pokemon Unite tournaments are pretty much free to enter. A tournament being free to enter doesn't mean anything in terms of management, though. Like the tournament had $2,000 in cash prizes and like had sponsors. Entry fee is irrelevant. So I want Invoke for after we 1,000-year storm. If we can stay alive that long. Ah, they're a Genesis Ultimatum deck. Yeah, that makes sense.
I know my responsibility.
Do I want more Aether Gust knowing they're a Gen Ultimatum deck? Yeah, maybe. Trim Brazen Borrower. I don't know if this is an Anger of the Gods matchup. I guess I had a lot of Dorkos this game, but it's right their spot removal, I think. Is Negate good here? Well, I don't have it in my deck, so the answer, I think, is no. Negate's high variance here, I think, would be the descriptor, which is why I don't have it in my deck. It's a card that's going to be really good against some of their draws and really mediocre into some of their others. What's your point, Emrakul? Being like, oh, that's the popular version of the D-tier deck. Like, the deck's not super popular. The deck, in general, isn't super popular. So saying, like, this is the established version of the deck that's 4% of the field or whatever less is, like, kind of pointless. Hey, nice, Nighthawk. Get it. Start attacking with some 1/1s. They're going into their 7th mana turn here. I think we actually just like hold up Invoke as interaction here. Yeah, I played Unite on mobile. I use mobile every day technically because I play Unite via BlueStacks using the Android version. But your comfort playing on mobile is going to depend on your device and the size of your hands for sure. There's a lot of top tier competitive players that play on mobile. I would actually argue that the control setup is a lot finer tuned on mobile, so it's easier to be the higher skilled players have a higher ceiling on mobile than they do on PC or than they do on Switch. See if they find an answer to Niv here. How utterly unplayable is Kruger? Pretty unplayable. They could have Yorian'd there, but they declined. It's also just, like, it's not even just about Kruga's power level so much as it's just, like, how much worse is Kruga than basically any of the other companions, right? It's just, like, it's not even just that Kruga is bad, it's just that Yorian is super good. Yorian's just, like, the best thing you could be doing in this format by a lot, it feels like. Who went off Niv plus Invoke this turn? I mean, the Invoke's not going to resolve, but maybe the following turn? We get to draw 2 here, at least. We're going to Invoke, and then they're going to counter our Invoke. You know, maybe I should have killed the Camp Beast. Oh, they get to gain 4 more with Omnath here. Oh well. Non-zero chance we kill them here. I mean, if they have no more counter spells, maybe. So the big score is going to deal 2 more, which is 3. The Niv-Mizzet is 5, so that's 8. The Lightning Strike is 4, that's 12. So I'm short on being able to kill them here. I think we're just dead too, right? Yeah, or did do a land drop. I needed to point damage at one of these cats a turn sooner. I need to point one more. Even if I kill a cat, we're still dead to the land entity. I have to kill 2 cats. Yeah, we're just dead. I mean, they only gained what, like 20 life with their Omnat that game, so close considering that. Are we heading back to Diamond 4? Most likely. I'm not really expecting our deck to win any matches. It's got an hour to prove me wrong, shit. Oh, it's Canovan. Oh. Chat, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not putting a lot of effort into finding magic decks in advance. I'm showing up every day and winging it. So people asking me, am I considering playing X? The answer is no. I have no considerations. I'm opening Twitter and Discord asking people for deck lists before I go live. I have a couple of tweets where people respond to me to a bunch of deck lists. I'm gonna go through those each day and find things that kind of look like playing. I guess we're just like bolting plus stomping this. And it's not even just about strictly the fun level, chat, so much as just like every other streamer basically wings it and isn't penalized for it, and like my metrics don't get hurt by not putting in the extra effort, so I'm just like, I'm a little over going above and beyond for just like actual 0 reward. If the effort doesn't pay off, there's no reason to put it in. We'll lead on the Bonecrusher Giants. That way when they sack this to the oven, our adventure's still resolved. When we had like lots of deck submissions, paid deck submissions, it was like made sense to be like super organized with it, but since I increased the price of deck submissions, we only have like a handful at a time, so it's pretty trivial to manage. So we don't have a 1,000-year storm yet. This might just be a shatter shock the 2/2, right? I think is our angle this turn. And I think I want to do it now at sorcery speed so they can't deadly dispute the things I'm killing. Can they deadly dispute the food token? They could technically have double deadly dispute here, right? Capitalism going to capitalism, Jin. Do people actually donate to the school they went to? Chat, oh, and are there any millennials in chat? Millennials, Gen X, anybody younger than a boomer that's ever made a charitable donation to the college you went to? 4 years of tuition was enough. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, you do pretty regularly. Really, that's wild. Is it like a small private university you feel a connection to, or like, I guess like what's the motivation would be my question, because I don't understand the motivation. I don't donate money to institutions with endowments. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, something like that like goes directly to the students. Anything that could relatively end up in the pockets of like board members or people on administrative stuff, just like no, hard pass. I think we're probably dead to this Corvold, right? I think even this card's a lot like Niv-Mizzet, right? If you untap with it once or twice, you almost assuredly win the game. Eldrade? Yeah. If they play the devil out, I could technically peel double anger here. I also have like one Brazen Borrower in my deck. We could bounce the Corvold with. And there's the 1,000-year storm, but again, we're just done on board. The Mayhem Devil with the Corvold is going to be very, very lethal. All right, Aether Gust sounds lovely. Flame Blessed Bull. Honestly, Bonecrusher Giant is awful here, right? Because they just like have oven and things to sacrifice with. Abrade sounds nice. Definitely not a dispute or a negate matchup. These are for counter spells. Yeah, being able to tag Goose specifically with both has a lot of value, I think. And yeah, you will like, in some small niche situations, you'll catch a cat with it when they mess up. Good oven players won't get caught by Flameless Bolt, but middling ones will on occasion, and the Goose, killing Goose is real. Sorry, exiling Goose is real. Technically doesn't kill it. Yeah, I also just like my education, I never went to a single school for 4 years. I did like 2 years at a community college and then 2 years at a 4-year university to finish my undergrad, and then a year and a half, 2 years to get a graduate degree. I don't really feel a strong personal connection to any of the schools I went to. Mr. Lifeguard, thank you for the 52 months. Welcome back. Hope life's treating you all right. You haven't been buying a bit. You should check out some of the Marvel Snap stuff. I think that game is gonna be pretty big. It's a ton of fun. Have we played against a single opponent today in Explorer that didn't have a companion? There had to have been at least one, right? I've almost all been Yorian matchups though, right? Now we've had Wellspring and then Kira the last two. Oh, Angels didn't have one. Yeah, that's a good call. So I assume we lose Thousand Year Storm here. I guess I could theoretically take Big Score. Their deck likely is playing a bunch of bindings of the old gods though, so there's a good chance this isn't even very good even if we resolve it. I have a strong personal connection to my school, strongly negative. Oof. Does food run binding? Yeah, typically, because binding it's a removal spell that Trail of Crumbs can find. I feel like getting Runeterra cards for free isn't really a big draw, because the game's already, like, incidentally free, right? I guess it probably puts new eyes on it. But it's like, it's much less, like, if they were like, okay, you get a bunch of Magic Arena cards for free, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good deal, because this shit's expensive. But Runeterra's, like, incidentally pretty free. I should try Wild Rift at some point. I had been waiting for them to release on console, but I could probably set it up on BlueStacks, very similar to Pokemon Unite. A bunch of cards, you already get basics for free. Chat, if you think Alchemy is dead right now, wait until the summer set releases and Alchemy becomes even more expensive. This Baldur's Gate Alchemy Horizons is actually the single worst thing they could do to the format. They're taking a format that's already more expensive than standard and making it even more so. Just like an atrocious decision. You like Assassin's Trophy to here? Besiege you? Yep. Yeah, I've looked into the Persona series before. Those definitely aren't on the list of games I plan to try. And I have a PlayStation, so I could have tried that series already. I think I might actually have one of those from a PS Plus at one point too. Last I looked, the most recent Kingdoms Heart game was pretty old. Unlike a lot of you video game boomers, I don't have nostalgia attached to a lot of those game series, so I'm just not interested in them. Do they give the pricing for alchemy cards and ball? I mean, I assume they're gonna cost just the same as regular packs, right? But even costing the same as regular packs, alchemy is basically like a 10 set standard format at that point, meaning it's what, 25% more expensive than playing regular standard? If you're someone that wants to have a lot of cards. Oh, yeah, the Persona games have weird EULAs you're only allowed to stream up to a certain point as well, right? Yeah. I think we like Invoke to like Abrade plus Unexpected Windfall this turn. Yeah, the Quarry is on my watch list. I'll probably pick that up when the first time it goes on sale. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that one as well. Until Dawn is like really good. If you like story games, Until Dawn is up there. If Abrade gets countered because it loses targets, does Windfall also get countered? It does not. I played through Baldur's Gate 3 Act 1 a while back when it hit open beta. I may or may not do that whole one when it fully releases. I don't know. Turn-based games can drag a little bit. Yeah, people asking about rotation. Rotation doesn't happen until Dominaria United in the fall. And for those of you that are concerned, don't worry. Meathook Massacre doesn't rotate until next fall. So you'll get to enjoy your time with Meathook Massacre until fall 23. Our opponent has currently used 7 more minutes this match than I have. The time differential between us is actually 2 entire games of Marvel Snap. I actually have the Marvel game on the previous one on my list of things to do at some point. I picked that one up on sale at one point. I agree. The multiplayer Destiny style of it looked bad, but the actual story game looked reasonable. Do y'all still see me? Am I lagging? It doesn't say I dropped any frames. The client just hung for some reason. We're good? Alright. Magic Arena's having a morning, chat. Big case of the Mondays here. The opponent had to choose which Anger of the Gods replacement effect was applied. Yeah, sounds like Magic Arena. It's almost the weekend for me. Chat, I promise you, I am not taking... Chat, my Tuesday and Wednesday this week, I'm replacing the 600 children that I talk to every day here at work for a group of 18 children between the ages of 6 and 10. Trust me when I say the rest of my week outside of Monday and Tuesday will be easier. I guess I'm just doing this again. They'll certainly be better at combat math than Twitch chat. Big agree. Big agree. Oh, game actions. So many game actions. Oh, we exiled Corvold, right? No, they had a second one? Okay. I forgot we killed 2 of them this game. We're dead. I'm tired of waiting for this opponent to take game actions, and we're not coming back from here. We're like down 10 minutes on clock, and we're far enough behind. They don't have a companion. That's exciting. Mono red, maybe? They don't one drop, though. Definitely just looking for lands here. Okay, our hand's pretty good. Looking mono red over there. I think they're just red aggro that kept a bad hand. Dear opponent, please don't kill me. If we don't die this turn, they die next turn. Dead to a shock. Play with fire. All right, when the mono red deck makes no plays till turn 3, we've got a real good shot. I believe. I believe. We just trim some of the card selection here, right? Be like kind of a slower, more controlling deck. And even then it was close, man. It was in fact close even then. Sanders coming for us, chat. Oh, they exiled a land, Sage. Don't take my lands, Bernie. Don't do it. Have a heart. Let's step on this Dorko. Keep my life total as high as possible. And if they play out more threats here and we spike a land, I'll still be happy to anger. This Bonecrusher Giant is basically a game 2. At a minimum. Untapped lands. Rip. Got away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling robber of the rich. They have cleave. Oh my god, this is an Eldraine card, isn't it? That's hilarious. And why is it? Oh, it's always Eldraine, chat. Never not Eldraine. Is there? I mean, is the mono red deck good in Explorer? We haven't really had any Explorer tournaments, right? And like people mostly play whatever on the ladder, right? Like our opponent is currently playing against 1000-Year Storm and in Diamond, right? Doesn't mean our deck is good. We weren't deterministic at the start, but we're deterministic now. What's going on, Sentry? Thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. All right, chat. I can thoroughly stamp exceeds expectations. Our 6-mana enchantment has bested mono red. And so, that match right there, chat, is why Magic is an incredibly successful game despite having so much variance in it. It's a game like that, a match like that, where our opponent has a bad curve game 1 and stumbles game 3, and our kind of middling deck gets to do its thing because they had variance. It lets us feel good, right? Those types of games serve to balance all of the other ones where you don't get to function. That's why we talk about You know, there's been a lot of other card games that have come out over the years, and I actually think that a big part of why games like Artifact and Runeterra, to a lesser extent, failed to gain traction over the years was because they were actually too low variance. Card gamers often talk about how they want lower variance games, and they actually experience it. Yeah, you need ego protection is a big part of the success. Also, and that same type of thing is why MOBAs are popular too, right? Like you can be a 47% win rate Pokemon Unite player and convince yourself that you've always played perfectly and your teammates are the problem. My body is not prepared to get spell pierced. Please don't do it. Am I dead, Jet? Okay, if they can't interface with this 1,000-year storm, we got a real shot here. Need to draw one of our windfalls. Yeah, Brazen Borrower incoming is, got that big energy. Our opponents keep having the audacity to interact with our 6-mana enchantment, and it's just awful, chat. Boy, my keyboard, so the RTX voice I usually use for noise filtering had been acting up, so you've just got my raw microphone here for the first time in a while, so if you've got things like my keyboard coming through louder than usual, that's why. Yep. We're dead. I just don't know how we ever beat a Brazen Borrower. How do we want to approach this? I guess Dispute is good. Not only does it counter Borrower, but it counters Omnath. Our own Brazen Borrowers don't seem particularly good. Abrade killing Clover seems fine. Flame Blessed Bolt out. I don't know that our Bonecrusher Giants are very good. I guess we want to kill Innkeeper. And it kills Brazen Borrower as a creature. Maybe Anger's kind of mediocre. We'll bring in some Aether Gusts. Yep, and there could have been merit. You thought I paused on my mulligan there to think about did I want to keep the Prismari Command, and maybe it was right because it kills Innkeeper and their Clover. Kinda wishing I had Anger in my deck right now. I think despite this, obviously letting them draw more cards, I'm going to go ahead and Aether Gust it, because I just need to, like, use some of my mana and keep pressure off the board here. Ideally, I'm just, like, drawing an untapped land next turn. I'm going to go ahead and cast Windfall. We just Windfall off the big score. Oh, they're tapped out here. I'm not using my treasures to Aether Gust now because we're going to want a 1,000-Year Storm next turn. All right, chat. I've switched it back over to the RTX voice because I've been given instructions on how to potentially debug the issues. So, if you hear my voice robot at all, the little warbly thing it was doing yesterday, let me know. You turn it off and back. Well, it's technically always running in the background. I just changed the microphone input from being right from my XLR into the broadcaster, which kind of filters it through. My God, they even get to bounce my treasure token. Wait, they messed up? Okay, never mind. JK, LOL. I can type without you all hearing it now, which is great. Am I dead? I think we're dead, right? I mean, had it all, chat. They literally just, like, had a couple of creatures. They had one of their 4 bounce spells, right? Like, our deck just, like, dies to a piece of interaction. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, I mean, like, I have, like, Aether Gust, so I can, like, flop around and, like, not die this turn, but we, like, don't have an avenue to win the game. That is the thing. They had Fabled Passage Omnath every time? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think we had 3 combo games. Yeah, because we won a whole match against Mono Red. All right, chat. In theory, this black-red deck is not taking my 1,000-year storm off the table, he says before getting thought seized. That's not taking it off the table, it's taking it from your hand. That's true. That is just the facts. Like a big score, please. Diba, that's all, folks. Wait, what? Sure. I guess you're just assuming we won't be able to do anything with it. Great, they have another Thoughtseize. That's probably it, isn't it? They probably just have another Thoughtseize. Why must you hurt me this way? Alright, I'm at 18. Maybe they don't have another Thoughtseize, chat. That's not a Thoughtseize. Alright, we are a Invoke Calamity off the top away from winning, chat. Maybe that's not true. It's becoming less true. Alright. We wanna consider into a big score. For an anger. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. So I think I need this consider to draw me a new hand, right? So I meant, wait, are they dead? They're just dead actually, right? I think these are lethal. Oh yeah, okay, sure. I thought we were gonna like tire spin and gas up, but no, they're actually just dead. Do you think they take the 1,000-year storm next game, chat? What do you think? Do you think next game they take the 1,000-year storm? Listen, chat. When in doubt, take the card the deck is named after. If there's any uncertainty in your mind at what you should be taking, ask yourself, what is this deck's name? Listen, chat. What am I gonna do? Mulligan to make my hand better against the discard deck? We'll just draw interaction off the top. It's gonna be great. Easiest, I agree. Easiest keep of my life. See? See? I don't know, we got it all worked out. It's a sneeper keeper, do 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 do, sneep papa, keep papa, do 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 do, do 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 do. What are spells, baby? Don't hurt me, don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are there only 2 basics in my deck? That seems like a mistake. That's gotta be wrong. Have died. Indeed dead. Playing for a bone data here. Get him out of here. I'm shocking and passing. I don't want a big score at sorcery speed because then they get to eat it with Graveyard Glutton.
You want to play with fire, huh?
Yeah, I'd probably play more than 4 elves, Seth, but that's probably it, I think. Six or 8, I don't know. I'd probably start with 6, but 8 could definitely be right. Could shock this in and then smash both of them. Yeah, I think that's the play, right?
We're done here.
What's going on, Jake? Thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Can you slide the couch up against the wall, Tumos? Are you worried about him falling forward off the back? So the middle of the room. Time to reorganize the room. The terrible twos. Oh, we're actually just losing our entire hand here because they're picking up Croxa. Alright, I got one more L in me, chat. For those of you that have never experienced small children before, toddlers are essentially tiny suicide machines, and your job as a parent is to make sure that they are not successful at their task. It's honestly impressive that we've survived as a species. Pretty sure part of the reason people used to have more kids is not just evolution with them not surviving, but it's because society used to view women as the way Republicans do today, not as human beings, but as cattle for breeding. They didn't really have terribly many options in the average society.
I knew you needed my help.
Poor Bonecrusher Giant, chap.
Feel the burn.
Okay, I mean, Bonecrusher's not terrible here, so you have to, like, Bone Daddy, step on Chandra, play this out to threaten to block this. All right, the land tier plus the treasure means a K command empties our hand. Okay. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. Go consider into big score. All right, and they're dead. Good shit. I mean, a bit like every time we have Thousand Year Storm plus Invoke, we actually just win the game. Has been pretty impressive. Just actually every time. The problem is that, like, we keep losing to people going under us, and we keep losing to everybody that interacts with us, so. Our success rate when those two things don't happen is quite good, though. People don't have the audacity to interact with us or aggro us. We've got it a couple of times this set. 3, 4, 5. Definitely have exceeded expectations. Someone asked about the Jeskai variation of this deck we used to play. Yeah, this is a viewer submission. Although I kind of like the Jeskai build wasn't that good either, if we're being honest with ourselves. The Invoke angle is really strong. Being able to just like invoke and suddenly be good to go is really good. No, you can check it off sporadic. Lightning Helix is not legal in this format, no. Duress me, daddy. Looking for a land. Helix hasn't been printed for a while. It was just in an archive. Going on, Kazaloo. Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. I think I'm just gonna 1-for-1 the anger here. Just keep my life total high. Yes, there's some value in waiting in case I like Bonecrusher or Graveyard Trespasser this turn, but alright, them spinning their tires this turn is great for us, obviously. Weathered Runestone. I do have copies of Abrade in my deck. Into the cosmos. Oh wait, with Weathered Runestone, I no longer have to worry about Kroxa coming back, right? You ready, chat? Bonecrusher's ready. Do I just take the hit from this and planned a 1,000-year storm next turn, and then we could Bonecrusher into big score off of it afterwards, I think is the plan. I think that's the plan. We just go to 12. Then we just hope they can't 12 us next turn, and then we kill them the following turn. Going to 10. And this is 2, 4, 8 next turn.
Yep.
Oh, they made
You're
red
going
mana.
down.
Graveyard Trespasser, sure. That doesn't matter. They have a creature in their bin. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do I have to Bonecrusher Giant this turn then? 4, 8, 12. Yeah, I have to, unfortunately, or I die next turn. I hope to draw a spell. With this big storm. So they do have Weathered Runestone, so Calamity's actually not gonna get us there this time around. We need to like chain a bunch of big scores together, and then we need to chain a bunch of big scores together and then hit a lightning strike. Basically what needs to happen. We're hoping for any cheap instant or sorcery here. I drew another land. I think the land means we're dead. I guess I could draw another big score. We could change some big scores here. And then the Weathered Runestone here means that we're dead. Cannot cast any spells. All right, I'm done incinerating ladder points with this one. Oh right, we have a game 3. JK, we're not quite done incinerating ladder points yet. This game. in my brain, we lost game 1. I did board in the Abrades, yeah. So we have an answer to the runestones. I mean, it depends on what you mean by that, Kyle, but yeah, I'd tell her, I'd give her some choice profanity as I asked her to leave my property. Yes, you cannot duress a Bonecrusher Giant, that is accurate. We were trying to execute some kind of combo, but I can't recall at the moment. Daddy back on defense here. Well, their mind rot was really good this game, obviously. I mean, that's the reason we didn't lightning strike. Huh. All right. Ooh-dee-oh. So, unsurprisingly, our deck based around playing a 6-mana enchantment that doesn't impact the board the turn you play it isn't particularly good. We died a lot to people going under us. We died a lot to people going over the top of us while also interacting with our 1,000-year storms. So, I'll leave it up as an exercise to the reader at home to figure out what matchups we were good against, but not a whole lot.